Now, here to tell you more about BIM 360, please welcome my friend and colleague, Sarah Hodges.
Wow. Good morning. This is quite the room full. Welcome. Thank you, Nicola. To me, it's clear that the possibilities in front of us are indeed exciting. But I have to tell you, I spend numerous days out on project sites, not in my high heels, I promise you. And to me, it's clear that you have challenges that you're facing today. Many of you are digitizing your projects and your company. You're looking to break down the barriers around collaboration, all while continuing to strive for a higher profit margin. And you do all of this while making the seemingly impossible possible. Take this project as an example, the China Zun Tower. It's the world's first ultra-high-rise building, and it stands at over 500 meters in height. It has the largest in the world concrete-filled multi-steel cavity that took 256 trucks pouring 96 hours nonstop in order to fill. And the structural system, it's so complex, it had to be produced and assembled off-site. The China Construction 3rd Engineering Bureau Group are constructing this building using BIM 360. With BIM 360, it's helping them to coordinate smarter and collaborate better. But don't take my word for it. I'd like to prove it. The China Construction 3rd Engineering Bureau Group are receiving 80% fewer change orders using BIM 360 on this project. And they've identified literally thousands of issues prior to construction. BIM 360 is bringing predictability to the chaos of the construction process. And yet, despite growing demand, despite technology innovation, and despite the fact that projects continue to grow in complexity, project workflows are fragmented, data lives in silos, and teams, for the most part, are disconnected. Digitization, a seemingly simple concept, could bring staggering results to the construction industry. That 13 to 21% correlates to a $1.2 trillion savings on a $10 trillion output. The argument for technology in construction is clear. No project should ever start without a technology strategy. But the level of technology investment in construction today remains extremely low. I'm here to share with you that we're going to change that. I stood on this very stage last year, and I told you about all the developments we were pouring into BIM 360. BIM 360 is our solution to the app for that phenomenon out in the construction technology industry. It's a place for sharing your 2D information, your 3D information is your single source of truth. Over the years, our approach has been validated by many of you who are here with us today. For example, JG Rattigan. They're a large main contractor in Ireland, and they've been using the full BIM 360 portfolio on all of their proper projects. They've used BIM 360 Glue to coordinate with design teams during pre-construction. They've used BIM 360 Field out in the field for managing safety and quality, and BIM 360 Docs for uniting all project information across pre-construction, site execution, and even for handover. The progress that they have had with BIM 360 is indeed impressive. But they, like many of you, continue to ask us the same question. Why do I have to put my information in 3 BIM 360 products? It doesn't solve the fragmentation and doesn't help with having disparate project information in multiple locations. Well, we've been listening. Over the past year, we have launched over 100 features in the BIM 360 family, and we focused on digitizing the project, as well as focusing on construction workflows that are important to you. Many of you here today were part of the 150 construction customers we worked with over the past year, and you gave us 5,000 pieces of input. I'm delighted to tell you that we took that input and we folded it into what we are announcing today as our next generation BIM 360 platform. It's one application, one single source of truth, one common data platform. We believe so strongly that the next generation platform is a direct result of the input that you've shared with us that we invite you to try it for yourself. Announced earlier this week, BIM 360 is now available as a public technology preview, and we encourage you to test, to implement, and to pilot this on your next project. The next generation platform removes the need to have disparate projects, disparate information and different solutions throughout your project. It starts with the digitization of your information, housing it all in the central repository, or the common data platform. Familiar and necessary tasks of design coordination, clash detection are integrated into the platform. And they're not just integrated, they're also automated. This means project stakeholders can benefit from the results and the insight, and it can inform across the entire project, leading to greater accuracy, more transparency, as well as deeper accountability. Now, we recognize on any given project, you have a plethora of data and other solutions that you need to use across your project. That's why I'm delighted to also announce the arrival of Autodesk's Connect and Construct Exchange. It's your one-stop shop for third-party integrations into the next generation BIM 360 platform. Using Connect and Construct Exchange, all of your project information can be integrated into the platform with just a few simple clicks in the App Store. For example, sync your files from wherever they may reside or wherever you may have shared them. Through the Connect and Construct Exchange, we are prioritizing third-party integrations that are important to you. We recognize the value of data created during the pre-construction phase, both pre-contract and post-contract. That's why I'm delighted to announce our strategic investment and partnership with Assemble Systems. Through this partnership, we'll be able to take information created during the design phase and pre-construction phase, disassemble it, carry it out to the construction site. But also, equally importantly, that information can inform the design process. We are truly creating a connection between design and construction. This is the next generation BIM 360 platform. It connects all data, all project teams, and the entire ecosystem. It's unleashing the power of data. So we recognize that digitization and automation, they are the backbone to any technology strategy in construction. But we know it doesn't end there. The way buildings, the way roads, the way bridges are being constructed, it's changing. It's going through an evolution. BIM 360, it's going to evolve with the industry. In fact, it's already an evolution. We've taken best-of-breed technology from the office with best-of-breed technology from the field, and we've united that together. And because the next generation BIM 360 platform is predicated on Forge, our cloud development solution, it's open and it's extensible. We'll be accelerating the extensibility through the Connect and Construct Exchange, but also, because of Forge, it enables you to develop any custom needs that you may also have. But let's look again at where we are today. We're connecting the process of construction projects, from project management to site execution, all in one unified application. This allows project teams to have access to the information that they need when they need it. It allows them to minimize risk and rework, maximize accuracy, and it allows teams to spend more time focusing on critical tasks that are important to the project progression. We recognize that on any given project, you have a plethora of stakeholders providing you critical information to your project. So we've embedded submittal-based workflows into the next generation platform. It allows all project data to be centralized and accessible. Subcontractors, trades, they receive submittal information. They can respond to it in the same system. Everything is tracked. Everything is audible. And workflow rules, they allow you to have control over what information you share and to who, and ensure just-in-time information gets out to the construction site. Now, what about out on the site? Well, rework is minimized with checklist, punch list, issue management, all in an elegant and, dare I say, enjoyable experience. And whether you use Apple or Android, that experience is exactly the same. Every change, every issue, every comment is put in context of the overall project. And paramount to transparency that you all require, anytime there is a change, it's logged and available so you can completely avoid finger pointing and inappropriate blame. But we're not stopping there. We're never done. We recognize the importance of the pre-construction workflow as well as what's happening out on the construction site. And in the next few months, we'll be working with a select few number of customers in our Insider program to have you help us validate and provide input to a cost management module that will manifest itself within the BIM 360 environment. We recognize the value of being able to forecast the impact to cost, the moment a change happens, because we all know those changes ripple throughout our project. We need to handle the cost changes in a unified way. That's what BIM 360 will provide. This is not how construction projects will be delivered in the future. It's how they can be delivered today with BIM 360. And when you have all of that data accessible to you in the project, it provides great clarity into what you're doing. But imagine, what if you could have clarity not just over your existing project, but over a pipeline of future projects? Well, the BIM 360 platform, it's built with a backbone towards analytics and insight. It's already established and set up for things like machine learning, artificial intelligence. And I'm not making this up. In fact, our machine learning engine, Project IQ, is already busy at work. Over the past several months, in combination with many of you here today, Project IQ has analyzed 225 individual pieces of data, including 30 million issues. That's 30 million times something went wrong on a construction site. So what are we doing with that data? It's being used to develop algorithms that can help us predict outcomes on future projects so we can avoid issues entirely. With Project IQ, our customers are changing the way that they build. They're using data-driven insight to better predict outcomes, and they're redirecting work as well as prioritizing work for their teams. They're guiding teams to avoid incidents before they even happen. BIM 360 with Project IQ is moving projects from uncertainty into project predictability. But we're taking Project IQ even one step further. And we're helping safety managers, quality managers, project leaders to have leading indicators accessible to them. These leading indicators can help them identify potential safety issues on a project before they even happen. That's the path to less risk. That's the path to better predictability and better outcomes. And it starts today by getting your projects in BIM 360. So as the BIM 360 platform connects teams, connects data, connects the ecosystem, we recognize that we're solving some very challenging integration issues across the project. But we also recognize that no building is ever built without a need for very, very strong collaboration and communication across all project teams. That's why we're also thinking about the fragmentation that happens in the design process. Just as the construction site is a fragmented process, there's a lot of fragmentation that happens up during in design. Many of you here today are solving that fragmentation using Collaboration for Revit. With Collaboration for Revit, you're editing, you're coordinating, you're collaborating on shared Revit models in the cloud. For example, take WeWork. They are an innovative, fast-growing company. They've standardized their entire teams on Collaboration for Revit. Their teams are geographically dispersed, but they're able to work together to review, to edit, to coordinate, and to collaborate in the cloud using Collaboration for Revit. WeWork is able to deliver the co-working spaces around the world that they're known for based on this cloud-connected portfolio. Another customer having great success with our cloud-connected tools is Macmillan Pasden Smith. Unfortunately, they were recently hit hard by Hurricane Irma. It left many of their offices with intermittent access to power, and in some cases, no power at all. Fortunately, they'd moved a number of their projects into the cloud recently, and they were able to still meet their milestones, please their clients, and complete their projects using Collaboration for Revit. Since then, they've moved 100% of their projects into the cloud. Now, these are not unique examples. What you see here is an actual map of real usage. 144 countries are using Collaboration for Revit. That's resulted in 100,000 models being in the cloud, of which in any given month, 1.6 million updates are occurring. 1.6 million. We conservatively estimate that that has saved our customers 1 million hours in 1 month alone. That time otherwise would have been spent changing design changes and communicating back through the teams. Talk about efficiency. But it's not just about connecting teams who are using Revit. What if that data could also be accessed within the common data platform? I want to share with you what we're doing to create a better work experience across all disciplines: architects, engineers, and contractors. I'm pleased to share with you our next generation of Collaboration for Revit. It's going to manifest itself as part of BIM 360 as design collaboration features, and it's going to make BIM dramatically more accessible. What you see here, it's an aggregated view of all project data, and it's organized in the way that teams actually think about their project. No upload, no export is ever even required. In BIM 360, we'll introduce the idea of multidisciplinary teams being able to coordinate together in a way never before possible. No more traversing for a complicated PDF file system, or no more leaning over the shoulder of a designer to see the status of the project. Instead, simply isolate a view, and in real time, you can see where you are in the project and the status of it. Mechanical, electrical, plumbing, architectural models, they're all aggregated and visible in a centralized model hosted in the cloud. Now we recognize the state of that model is constantly changing. Design is an iterative process. So we're working to visualize the exchange of that information between teams, and we're doing it across the timeline of a project. It's delivering clarity to the chaos of teams constantly uploading and downloading files to shared cloud folders. That exchange of information, it happens in a managed way. So if I'm the project manager, I know exactly where I am in the project, I know what my deliverables are, and I know what milestones I need to meet next. I no longer have to track anything in disparate spreadsheets. We'll also introduce the idea of package transmittals, each curated by the design team that actually authored them. This way, individual teams can control what information they share, who they share it to, and it can all be consumed back into the centralized system for consumption by the rest of the team. The best part? It's one connected workspace, one common data platform. It supports the way design teams need to work, and it supports the way construction teams need to participate in the process, regardless of what contract structure they have. Now, as collaboration extends to all project contributors, we recognize we have to have this kind of cloud-connected technology outside of just Revit. That's why I'm pleased to announce we're making the same type of authoring and cloud collaboration connectivity across other key AEC authoring solutions: Civil 3D, InfoWorks, Plant 3D. Soon, civil infrastructure teams can benefit from the same type of cloud-connected workflows. Imagine your Civil 3D project in the cloud. Here it is. With BIM 360, we're working to enable multi-discipline BIM. We're looking not just at horizontal and vertical, but we're looking at it together. Horizontal and vertical infrastructure enabled by the BIM 360 platform. Because let's be honest, every project has a site. What you're seeing here is civil infrastructure teams being able to collaborate and participate in the same design process working in the cloud. They can work in the cloud with their individual teams, as well as work across multidisciplinary teams across architecture, engineering, and construction. BIM 360 is a platform that's connecting design and build, and it's connecting teams in a way like never before possible. But we're still not done. In the coming months, BIM 360 is going to put change visualization and clash detection tools into the hands of design teams. Teams are constantly iterating because we know the design is constantly going through various stages. So we're investing in making sure that that is actually happening visually for you and your teams. You're able to visually represent changes. Instead of having to track down revisions, your team can actually take action on them. And BIM 360 is going to allow design teams to spot potential issues and clashes. Design teams, they can actually spot them before they even hand over the project to construction. And most importantly, all of these changes, all of these results are being aggregated into one centralized workspace within the common data platform. This accessible experience of aggregated models and packages, it's available to both design and construction teams. It supports design, pre-construction, and site execution. If an issue arises, an RFI can be created, and it can be solved for, changes captured, all within the system of record. So what did we see here? We saw a few things. A more seamless connection from your authoring applications with data in the cloud. We also saw multidisciplinary teams working together in a shared but controlled workspace. And we saw construction teams taking action based on having up-to-date information accessible to them in the common data platform. With the project at the center, we are working towards one shared goal: successful project delivery. It's like Nicola said, our aim is to connect teams to the data and increase as well as enrich the value of that data across the project. No one else is connecting your authoring applications to a common data platform. No one else is aggregating the data across your project and connecting it into the platform. No one else is democratizing the value of BIM, as well as adding project controls. Before I go, I want to remind you of three key things. Number one, BIM 360 is a unified common data platform that's not only digitizing what happens out on the construction site, but optimizing the pre-construction workflows. Number two, we are bringing design, authoring, and work sharing tools into the BIM 360 platform. And number three, we are building an open platform that supports all types of data. And we're accelerating the accessibility of that through Connect and Construct Exchange. If you have not yet started a project in BIM 360, what are you waiting for? Remember, it's the foundation for realizing the potential of data on your projects, both today and tomorrow.